En junker red ved juletid.
Ching chang ching nu til dig.
Omkring ham dannede sneen hvid.
Ching chang ching nu til dig.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Kevin.
I'm Patrick.
And we're going to talk about the topic of the episode show, or hashtag TOTES.
Yeah.
And the hashtag TOTES of this week is we're going to be talking about, sometimes when we sit and watch a movie, we're like, man, I want to play that game. And
why didn't they make a game of this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the answer until fairly recently is because they're awful.
Yes.
But yeah, the idea of playing through something is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like I would like to play through and watch a character develop, watch them grow, watch them learn, and movies like Kill Bill 1 and 2, well, 1 mostly, and then like It Man and stuff like that. You could be like, yeah, you just go through and beat up everybody. But we did get a whole bunch of suggestions. So I'm gonna run through these real quick, and then we'll kind of discuss where all that's coming from. So Alex Wooten says Roger Rabbit, VR Daredevil experience, which is my favorite of his. Friday Night Lights, Gone in 60 Seconds, and Station Agent. And when he said Gone in 60 Seconds, I said Italian Job. Italian Job would be a lot of fun. You could do a lot of, because you could have kind of two different games. You could have the actual heist itself, and then the setup, the recruitment, making the plan, all that kind of stuff. And so it could be, you could make decisions on how you wanted to try to do it. Whereas in GTA Online, when you're trying to do a heist, then it's like, there's kind of a plan.
There's usually this is the right way to do it, and then there's this is a completely stupid way to do it.
Right. And so I would like the ability to have several different ways of approaching the job.
Like Hitman, but Hitman of heists, where they literally just go, you're going to rob this thing, just go do it. And you select your equipment, and you try to select a route, and then you mess up, and everyone tries to shoot you.
And then apparently, 10 minutes later, he had some more ideas. So Alex also threw out Midnight Meat Train, which campy horror would be so much fun to do.
Midnight Meat Train is a really good one, too, because the way that... Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but if you like horror and you haven't seen that movie, go check it out, because it's Vinnie Jones. So come on, I mean, that would be really good. And we have a pretty good one in the Friday the 13th game that's out right now. So we know that it can be done well. That'd be really good.
He also threw out Stephen King's The Shining and The Stand, which I don't really know what gameplay would look like for those.
So I don't think The Shining would translate very well. I think that
The Shining could be like a Slender Man type of game, though.
It could be. I guess I'm thinking like longer, bigger AAA stuff, because The Stand, as a not necessarily that they do this, but a Telltale-esque, very story-driven, choose-your-own-adventure-esque, Heavy Rain, whatever you want to call it, where you keep going through these different perspectives of the different people, even playing as Randall Flagg and going back and forth,
absolutely,
and making these choices, seeing that. I think it would be a great storytelling avenue for that. Yeah.
And then his last suggestion was The Crow, which I would like to see. Do you remember the cutscenes from Infamous, where it was like it was the comic strips, but there was like a slight movement or whatever? Yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun. And then the actual game itself. Yeah. I mean, is to beat up the bad guys, and so to beat up the bad guys as The Crow, I think would be a lot of fun.
I think it would. Which one of the things that I thought when we were talking about games, I'll admit, the first thing that I thought, very first thing thought that popped into my mind was, oh man, Enter the Dragon, like a video game of Enter the Dragon. And then I realized that I think that they tried to do that, but the other thing is Mortal Kombat is kind of similar.
Yeah.
But I'd love something like that, where you're doing a fighting tournament, but there's also some you also have the mystery kind of aspect of it, where you have so basically like a fighter, and also like a 3D beat 'em up kind of thing, where you're like going through and investigating. Jake in the comments, so Snake Madness Productions said John Wick or John Wick 2 would be amazing. So if you took it and the kind of bullet time-esque.
I wish that Matrix had come out like 10 years later,
Yeah.
because I don't think you could go back and do a Matrix. Like
a
nobody's going to
Matrix game.
fund a
That's not. It's not terrible.
But see, what I'm saying is, if Matrix was a hot IP now,
Yeah.
I believe they could do it. And he also mentioned Starsky and Hutch,
Yeah.
which would be a really fun game, retro style.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having more than just the car bit. Because the car is fun, but there's also the detective, the investigation, all that kind
Which
of stuff.
I think, I'm pretty sure he means this in the multiple comments here, basically saying like a GTA kind of game, but you're the cops. So let's do GTA, but you're the detective who's tracking down these people who are doing crazy things. Which would be, what was the game that was...
I know the one you're talking about, and I've been trying to come up with it for a minute. But yeah, that game where there is a game where it's kind of GTA, and like as you go through, I mean, you're an undercover cop, and so you're trying to figure that out. But yeah, I think that there are a lot of ideas out there that could be played.
I think that another one that...
Kingsman: The Secret Service. I would play the crap out of that game.
Kingsman would be a great transition for that. I think that a good, like you mentioned, like a Slenderman-esque, like Shining would be cool. I think that something like Ring, or I think Ring would work really well with this. But I think that a lot of them are kind of hitting on the same tropes, so you're just kind of throwing in a different skin.
Yeah.
Like, I think that the environment is what matters with that, and I think, like, if you could do it well, a Nightmare on Elm Street video game could be really cool, where you go through and you have...
you do the different dream sequences, and so you could put different games in there. I would like to see that as kind of like a compilation, like some of the things that like Tarantino and Rodriguez do, where they'll have like, okay, you directed this part of the game, you direct this part of the game, and then you would get like this vignette collection of games.
Well, I thought of like just like a horror version of Catherine, right? So you have like the daytime where you're like, I am so tired, I'm having these nightmares, this is going on, and you're dealing with the choices that you're playing as these characters, and then at night you have these ridiculous, trippy, psychedelic stuff, and you could give those to different even different game directors to say, you design this level, because I think that the way that they do it in movies, in the Friday the 13th movies, and there's nothing wrong with this, but dreams to me, whenever I have dreams, I don't know if they're like this with you, it's almost real, but certain things just don't seem right, and it makes sense to you because you're dreaming.
Right.
But I leave my office, I walk out of the door, and now I'm out in a field, and it's like, yep, this is where I am.
That's how doors work.
And I got that horse. Glad Epona's here. Get up on Epona, and you're like, how did that horse... Like, if you're trying to go through it...
when you go back and tell the story, you're like,
I want that in a game. I want that in a game where you're like, I'm just having this really cool dream. And, oh, no, bad trip.
Well, did you ever play LSD?
I haven't, but I'm sure that's...
No, for the PlayStation 1.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, there is a game called LSD.
I did not play that.
It is a sequence of trippy dream... Bat guano crazy.
I did not play that.
It's wonderful. And then Jake's last suggestion was Braveheart, which I think
could be really cool.
I think that would be fun. I would want to play Braveheart though as a sim.
Yeah.
Where you're gathering troops and like kind of taking back the land.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think it would be.
So let us know in the comments what kind of movies you would like to see in games, and also how you would do it. Because being able to throw out an idea and be like, oh yeah, I want to play the Matrix. Pitch us your Matrix game in the comments below.
Yeah.
We will see you next time.